What's up, guys? My name is Zach, and for the last 5 days, I've been driving the 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Premium. Up front is a 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4, and down below is a 6-speed automatic transmission. Now, I am super excited to be making this video because I have spent the last 5 days driving this Mazda CX-5 here in New York and New Jersey. Mazda has been kind enough to give me this CX-5 for my time here in the Northeast, and I have plenty of thoughts on it, so you'll want to stick around till the end. But if you would like your vehicle reviewed here on the Shooting Cars channel, you can head on over to my website, zachprado.com/submit. It's a quick and easy submission form. It takes under a minute to fill out, and I come out to you. But let's get back to that 2.5-liter turbocharged inline-4 under the hood. Well, Mazda says it makes about 227 horsepower. However, with premium fuel, it will make more. It will actually make 256 horsepower when you use premium fuel. Now, the car will sense that. You don't have to push any buttons or anything like that. And premium fuel is recommended, but not required, which is nice. I really like the power, especially driving it around in congested areas and driving in the Northeast. If you're from there, you know. The middle finger is a love language here on the highways. It's really dog eat dog, and so that passing power with the turbo has been fantastic and definitely lovely. Now, I do love the naturally aspirated CX-5 just as much, and I actually have that engine in my personal Mazda 3 that I own, and I've done 93,000 miles with that engine and never had an issue. The turbo is going to be a little bit less reliable just because there are more parts that are going to go bad. There's a possibility of a turbo going bad, you're pushing more power, that sort of thing. So if longevity is something that you want, definitely go with the naturally aspirated model, but I'm not saying that the turbo model is bad in any regard, just for peace of mind. Now, like I said, paired to it is a 6-speed automatic. They've been doing this for the entire run of this generation of Mazda CX-5 going all the way back to 2017. I like it. It's shifting. It does the job. It's relatively responsive for this classification of car. If I was out on a racetrack, I would be a little annoyed with it, but you don't really take your CX-5 to the racetrack, so that is totally fine. Last but not least, this CX-5 is all-wheel drive, and actually as of 2022, that's how all CX-5s come. There is no longer any front-wheel drive available here in the United States, and I think Mazda's all-wheel drive system is fantastic. So to me, that's a big, big upside. Fuel economy! Here's what I got over my time with the car. You can make sense of that as you will. How does it feel to drive a 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Premium? Well, I really enjoy it. This is a wonderful, wonderful experience. And that's why I picked it. You know, I had a huge choice of cars when I came out here to the Northeast, and I wanted a CX-5 because of the way it drives. I know how it drives. I'm comfortable with how it drives. It's fun when you want it to be fun, but it's mature when you want it to be mature. Are you going to carve a canyon with it? No, but I think in terms of its competitors, let's say the CR-V, RAV4, Nissan Rogue, this definitely drives and handles the best. So that's one of the big reasons why I love the CX-5. With that stuff out of the way, let's talk about the interior. Well, in front of me, I have a digital screen mixed with physical gauges. So a physical gauge off to the left is my tachometer, and physical gauges to the right are my fuel and coolant temperature. But then in the center, I do get a digital screen that I can customize. There's a couple different pages that I could look at. I wish Mazda gave me more information like a lot of other manufacturers do, but I'm not mad at the amount of information that I do get. On the steering wheel on the left, I have my volume, skip track, phone options, and info, and off to the right, I have my adaptive cruise control option. The overall steering wheel looks and feels nice. It is heated. However, when you do get a heated steering wheel, you lose the hole in the center at the bottom of the steering wheel. So I like holding the steering wheel at the bottom when I'm driving long distances, and it just makes it a little bit more difficult with that heated steering wheel. However, I will gladly take the heated steering wheel, especially on a day like today where it's rather chilly. Off to the left, we have a climate control vent, our rear tailgate button, as well as our lane departure warning off. And on the door, we have our latch to get in and out, power mirrors, power locks, and power windows. Moving into the center, we have our infotainment system. This does now support wireless Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. That is brand new for 2024, is wireless Apple CarPlay, and I love it. So glad that they are taking a step into this new decade and finally adapting to wireless CarPlay. The screen is a good size. I like the coloring of it, does really well, and something that they added recently in the last couple of years that wasn't available on the first years of this CX-5, they've reintroduced the touchscreen. So when you're stopped, you can actually use this as a touchscreen, but then when you're driving, it takes that functionality away. So here's the backup camera. I would have loved to have seen this get a 360 camera, especially because this is towards the higher of trims, although the Signature gets a 360 camera. This does not. I would have liked to have seen that, but not the end of the world. Then I get 2 climate control vents and the hazard switch. Moving down below, this is our button for the heated steering wheel, as well as our climate controls. I've always loved how clean, concise, and to the point the climate controls are in the CX-5. This has been like this for a couple years now, and I always love it. Down below, we do have a 12-volt outlet and a wireless charger, which I don't know what changed between the 2023 and 2024 CX-5, but something did, because the wireless charger actually works fantastic now. In last year's CX-5, which I had this year, it would not charge my phone for more than 30 seconds. I don't know what changed. It's the same phone, but hey, I'm happy to see it. Moving on to the center console, we have the shifter, standard shifter used in pretty much all of Mazda's products right now, so I'm very familiar with it and I like it a lot. And off to the left, we have 3 different drive modes. So we have normal, sport, and off-road. In case you do take it off-roading, that was added in the 2022 refresh, and I like seeing that. Then we have our power parking brake and brake hold. Love these features. And our selector for the infotainment system. When it is not a touchscreen, you use this joystick. I think it works really well. I'm a big fan of it. I have it in my own personal car, and it gets 2 thumbs up from me. To the right of that, we have the volume knob. Love the placement of this. Very easy to use, and quite frankly, easy to love. Then we do have cup holders. So we'll do a big freaking bottle test, but like every CX-5 that came before it, Mazda hasn't changed anything, and so in 2024, the CX-5 also fails the big friggin' bottle test. Now inside the center console, we do have a battery-operated 12-volt outlet, so this will keep charging your device while the vehicle is off. I really like that feature. But also, we will now find USB-C. So that is the other new thing for 2024, is that they've actually upgraded to USB-C inside the center console. Makes it feel a lot more modern and keeps up with modern tech, so you love to see that. Huge ups for Mazda. The seats are nice and comfortable. They are heated, ventilated, power and memory, and I've done many miles, as you can see, in these seats, and my back isn't hurting. I'm not sore. I actually pleasantly enjoy them. Are they the most comfortable seats I've ever sat in the world? No, but for my uses, they're perfect, and I can't ask any more. However, speaking of seats, we do have back seats, so let's go do a back seat review. All right, so we're in the back of the 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Premium, and like all of the CX-5s that came before it, it's a nice comfy back seat. I could use a little bit more space, but they do have the CX-90 now, which is a larger chassis vehicle, which is certainly going to fill those needs. What I love is that I do get rear climate vents back here for the rear occupants, which is fantastic, and the Turbo Premium actually gets heated seats in the back. Very nice option, especially on this freezing cold morning. Love seeing that. Overall, I've spent many car rides in the back of my own CX-5, and it's been pleasurable, fine. I'm 5'11" and not a small guy, and I can ride back here with some ease. However, let's hop out. We'll take a quick look at the trunk and cargo space, and then we'll talk about the looks. All right, so around the back of the CX-5 Turbo Premium from 2024, and nothing too crazy. We do get that power lift gate, but nothing too crazy back here. We do get a 12-volt outlet that runs off the battery. Really love to see that in the back of the CX-5 Turbo Premium. Otherwise, pretty standard equipment. You do get little pull tabs to release the second row of seats and lay them flat if you'd like, but otherwise, here's the back cargo space of a 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Premium. Now we gotta talk about the looks, and I like the look of the new CX-5. I always have. Now this is white with black trim, which is an interesting color combo. Previously, it was like a matte black. It had a more off-roady feel, but they switched it to gloss black for the Turbo Premium. I think it is a little bit of an interesting look, and I just don't drive many white CX-5s, I feel like. Mazda loves showing off their Soul Red metallics, seen here in the 2023 that I drove, and so it's nice to see a different color. But now, with all of that being said, let's get on to my final thoughts. What do I think driving the 2024 Mazda CX-5 Turbo Premium for the last 5 days? Well, I have to say that I really enjoyed my time with it. And like I mentioned at the top of the video, I chose this car. The company that I work with that deals out the press cars, they said, hey, here's a list of cars that you can pick from. And there were a couple cars on the list that I had never driven before. And of course, for me, a content creator, that's always really enticing. But I really wanted to go with the Mazda CX-5. Now, why would I do that when I have one literally at home? This is the car I have at my house right now, in my garage, been there for years. Why would I want one on a trip? Wouldn't I want something new? And the short answer is no. There's a reason that I keep coming back to the Mazda CX-5. There's a reason that I have reviewed every single model year of this generation of CX-5, sometimes in multiple trim levels. The reason for it is that it just works so well. The power plant is great. The features in here are wonderful. It looks good. It's great to drive. And at the end of the day, really, truly, Mazda is home. It's where I feel comfortable. All of my best memories have been in Mazda products. I've owned 5 Mazdas myself. I started this channel with a Mazda RX-7, then I bought another Mazda RX-7, and then I bought another Mazda RX-7, but then I bought a Mazda Miata, and then I bought my Mazda 3. You don't get brand loyalty like that without doing something correct. And so, if you're watching this on the day that it comes out, happy Thanksgiving. I wanted this video to be my Thanksgiving special because this kind of encompasses the feeling of Thanksgiving. And it encompasses where I am today in New Jersey. Now, my family is from New Jersey. I was not born and raised there, but I have this affinity towards New Jersey. It's always felt like a second home away from home. And that's how the Mazda feels. I didn't grow up with Mazda products. I actually grew up with Chrysler and Ford products. But after I owned my RX-7, I talked my parents into buying a CX-5. And then they bought another CX-5. And now they're looking for their third Mazda CX-5. My parents kept coming back. I keep coming back. And it's because I'm comfortable and I enjoy the experience. I've driven over 1,000 different cars on this channel. Actually, over 1,300 different cars on this channel. I've driven all the new stuff. I've driven a lot of the old stuff. And what do I keep coming back to? What do I keep clawing myself back towards? Like a hot dog stand at Wrigley Field, I just can't get enough. And I know how it's going to do. I know how it's going to work. And I know that I'm going to love it. And so anytime anyone ever asks, oh, hey, what should I buy? I'm looking for a car for myself. I'm looking for a car for my spouse, significant other, brother, sister, mother, child, daughter, dog. The only one I wouldn't recommend it to is the dog. I don't know if many dogs could really reach the pedals of these things. And most dogs don't have licenses from what I've been told. So that's really the only person I don't recommend a CX-5 to. Other than that, it is fantastic. It fills every single box that I need it to do, and it does it with absolute grace and with a little bit of driving fun thrown in. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Huge thank you to Mazda for letting me take out and use their Mazda CX-5 over the last couple days here in the Northeast. It's been absolutely wonderful to experience the beautiful colors of New Jersey and New York this time of year through the windshield of a Mazda CX-5. They've been wonderful. Also, huge thank you to Drive Shop for facilitating the delivery and pickup of this vehicle. The cleaning of this video was wonderfully clean when I got into it. Love it so much. I cannot say enough good things about them as well. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to rate the video, comment on the video, and subscribe if you really liked it. Take care, guys.